All right, so today we're going to learn about what to do in those last critical minutes of your conversation. How do you set up the right next steps? There's a formula that can help you think about always making sure that you have the next activity with that prospect or customer so you are setting yourself up and that next call for success. Let's get to it. So this is, I think we talked about this in our last session. Next steps, think about, however long you have with a client. If you've got 60 minutes, at minute 40, you should start to transition to what's happening next. So if there are questions that they have, if there are things like this where we're at an impasse, right? You're trying to identify where you're going from here. So I use that for three things. So first is a quick recap of what you've covered in the conversation today, like that lovely Comcast rep did. Then you're identifying next steps, which is usually based on some sort of gap, objection, something, some piece of homework that you need to do or they need to do, but try and limit it to one piece of homework. So if it's more than one piece of homework, break it up with a conversation in between. Anybody know what I mean by homework?
Task.
A task. Yeah. But it could also be anything that we send them. So think of any attachment that you have on an email. That's a homework assignment. By sending that to them, you are saying this is something that you are supposed to read or do or follow up on in some way. Think about how much email you get and how many tasks they are likely getting throughout the day. So you want to have some sort of next checkpoint. So Alyssa, to the implementation example right there, if you are finding yourself giving them more than one thing to do between now and the next touch point, I'd break up the number of touch points, have more frequent touch points where you can make sure that you're not slowing that down by giving them too many things to do. And then nail down the date and time with, securing calendars, pulling up the calendars at the same time, having an aligned goal for what will happen next. And have that somewhat follow their natural urgency, right? If they want to see new information, if they have an upcoming budgeting call or conversation, right? You might say, hey, we're talking today. We can talk again later this afternoon or tomorrow, right? Or it could be that it's in a week, a month, etc. So sample scripting, you might say something like, hey, great, here's what we covered today. I'm really interested, I'm really excited that you're interested in this. I also saw that, sorry, there's a typo there. I also saw that you were really interested in the impact that we've had around this other thing. It sounds like you still have some questions about this, or you'd like to learn more about this. As you know, we've got this webinar that's coming up, or we've got our next monthly call. But it sounds like this other person should be joining us for that call. So this is an opportunity for you to connect who else needs to be in the conversation. And then you're kind of talking through that. Well, they may not need to be there, or well, yeah, they should be there. We'll have to see. Let's work on scheduling it, right? One strategy for group scheduling is ask them if they already have a regularly scheduled interaction. So if, you might have a monthly call or a quarterly call scheduled for a particular date and time, but they probably have team meetings that you can dial in for. So instead of coming up with a new time, you can say, oh, it sounds like, you need to pull Philip into this conversation. Do you and Philip have a regular touch point? Oh, you do. It's Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Great. Would I be able to dial in for that? And then you're not creating another homework assignment by finding time. You're actually just capitalizing on time that they already have. If you've made it all the way through to this part of the recording, you are either a sales pro, a sales enablement pro, or certainly on your way to being. For more tips and tricks like this, follow me on my LinkedIn page, or you can like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or both. Find me at Toying with This Idea. If you need coaching, whether it's for you as an individual or for your team, as well as things like training, tools, talk tracks, tech optimization, any of the things that are going to support your go-to-market effectiveness, you can also find me on LinkedIn or reach out to me via my website, Toying with This Idea. Get out there, go crush it, have fun.